Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into the October tarot card readings, I wanted to make a super small announcement. I'm doing a test launch on a new little website that I'm putting together where there's only just going to be a couple of products on there for right now. Just a place for me to share some of my favorite things. So for right now, I'm introducing my ritual boxes, or as I'm calling them, my spell boxes. These are going to be dedicated to manifesting or healing love, like romantic love energy, or for attracting good fortune into your life. Each box is going to include a beautiful white marble smudge bowl with spell matches, a hand-mixed herbal smudge, sea salt and herbal bath, crystals, a candle, handcrafted anointing oil that I poured during the waxing moon, as well as a detailed instruction booklet, which I'm currently writing, which is why I'm not going to be shipping out until late next month. This will also come with a 3-card tarot reading that I'll be writing out and including in your box as well. These are available for pre-order only, and as this is just a soft launch, things won't be shipping out until the end of October, early November, and only within the United States until I figure out how shipping works, because I have no idea. So the link will be down in the description box down below, so you can go ahead and check it out. For now, let's move into the reading. Thank you. Hello Capricorn, welcome to your October 2019 tarot card reading. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jane. Hi. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's go ahead and see what comes out for you. So I'm doing something a little different, okay? I am starting with a court card. So here in this pile, I have all of the pages, knights, queens, and kings. And Capricorn, the card that comes out of this pile is going to represent you, okay? So let's go ahead and see what that is. Also, if you're dealing with a Capricorn, then this is going to be them. All right, so what do you have here? Page of Swords. Okay, so there's a really curious vibe, right? There's kind of an openness and a willingness to kind of see what's over the horizon. And I think there might even be an anxiousness or a level of enthusiasm of, can this get better? Can this get resolved? Can we figure this out? Is there truly a solution? Is there a reason why? And it is your curiosity that is going to lead you to the answers that you need. I'm seeing a quality of tactics, right? Where you may try different tactics for different people and different things. Throwing a bunch of things at the wall and kind of seeing what works. You know, we've got Pluto going direct, Saturn is now going direct in your sign now, making our way up to Capricorn season, which is like kind of the major conjunction that we've been talking about all year. So I think there could be some like last ditch efforts with a lot of people, and I think you're no exception. Last ditch efforts to get this thing resolved and figured out once and for all. There's also an openness too, like let's not forget that. There's an openness with the Page of Swords, okay, like ready to receive information from the universe and from your guides, and a willingness to try whatever, you know. So I like the openness aspect here. There's a lot of communication. So Capricorn, you may be feeling a bit chatty, really wanting to talk things through, wanting to connect with people. Maybe there's even a feeling of wanting to be social, right? Libra season is all 10th house activity. So Sun, Mars, Venus, and Mercury all making their way through your 10th house. Just trying to see, because Mars enters in later on in Libra season, but right now we've got the Sun, Venus, and Mercury in there right now. So that wanting to be seen, wanting to be available, wanting to be in the public eye, maybe a little bit, coming on strong with the Page of Swords. Okay, the next card we're going to pull, I've extracted the Major Arcana. Okay, so this is going to represent just the general environment. It could represent a person, okay, for sure, but more likely it's going to just be the essence or the vibe that's around you right now. These cards are so hard to shuffle. They're so big. Ooh, the Star, which is always a quality of hope. How beautiful are these together? So optimistic, so ready for healing, so ready for the liberation, to really put your cross down once and for all. This is all about being optimistic. So if you're feeling a little bit of a pessimistic vibe going on inside of you, it would be beneficial for you to flip that script, all right? Start finding the things to be grateful for. Start finding all the reasons to be happy. Because if you stay in a pessimistic point of view and feel victimized by circumstances, this is just going to pass you by. But this is an opportunity for anything to happen. This is just as open as the Page of Swords, okay? So it's like the infinite possibilities, as there are infinite number of stars in the sky that are ready and up for grabs. And the universe is ready to bestow upon you, if I sound like the Bible, right? To bestow upon you blessings. All right? Blessings can come in all shapes and sizes. It can come in the form of romantic relationships. It can come in the form of career advancement. It can come in the form of just being free from a burden, free from being tethered to something or someone. A lot of energy of freedom coming out. Big time. And where something has been weighing heavily on your shoulders, I don't see that. Libra season is an opportunity for you to start figuring out how to be free from that altogether. For any of you who are dealing with health problems, because that seems to be a Capricorn thing right now, if you have major health problems, it is absolutely your best interest to look for alternative methodologies. Okay? Herbalism, nutrition, naturopathic medicine, any other kind of alternative methodologies. Okay, you guys, there's such great things coming. Ace of Coins. There are financial opportunities over the next few months for you. And maybe it's just a matter of finding financial stability. Maybe it's a matter of, gosh, you guys, the star in the star card with the star that is contained within the pentacle. I often see the pentacles representing the reality or the manifestation into your reality of the hopes and wishes, which are represented here by the star. So your manifestation power is really strong, and it has been while Saturn was retrograde, and now it's time for those things to really start showing up in real life. And here it is, okay? The Ace of Coins is what happens when your emotions and your desires and your mental patterns all align to beget results, all right? So anything that comes in is your creation, you made it happen. Anything, especially in any kind of blessing, it's the fruit. You planted the seeds a long time ago, you nurtured the land, you made sure it had water, made sure it had sunlight, and now you are enjoying the fruits of your labor. Okay? Oh my gosh, you guys, this is an amazing reading. So exciting. There's probably going to be some cause for celebration. It's because too of your openness, it's because too of your willingness to try different things that solution comes to fruition. So there's all this success. So maybe you are going to be spending a lot of time with family and the people that you really love, or the created family that you created for yourself, and just finding fulfillment in what is. I don't see Capricorn trying to reach. I don't see you trying to grasp. I don't see desperation. I don't see trying to stop things. It's almost as though you've learned the hard way how to allow things to come and go, and it's because of that life tends to flow more easily, and you are enjoying the benefits of that flow. So you're letting it go. There are no tethers anymore, or hopefully you're learning how to cut the tethers, right? Five of Cups reversed, it makes me feel a sense of relief, and I think maybe you're going to feel or are feeling at this time a sense of relief. Thank God that relationship is over. Thank God that court case is over. Thank God we figured it out. Thank goodness that money came through, so that it's not a problem anymore. It's not a point of focus. It's not, there's no feeling of doom and gloom here at all. And there's just merely appreciation is a big word coming out with the Ten of Cups. Merely appreciation. Appreciation for how far you've come. And I'm wondering if some of you aren't going to be flip-flopping from being the student to the teacher, right? You've been the student and now you're the teacher. The wisdom of Saturn in your sign, and being Saturn ruled, of course, it's putting you in that authoritative role to positively affect those around you, especially when there is chaos. Now, not everyone's going to be handling Libra season so well. So there is going to be drama, because what happens is people feel out of balance, and because it's a season of establishing balance, they kind of get whipped back. It's kind of like a whiplash, or they experience the inertia of reestablishing equilibrium. And so when they feel that, they freak out. So there can be drama in the workplace, with colleagues, with boyfriends and girlfriends, with family members. Yes, all of the above, absolutely. But what I don't see is you getting caught up in the drama. Okay, maybe in the past you would have like gotten in there and gotten ruffled up a little bit and, gotten your hands dirty. But I see you more transcendent than that at this point in time. Not always, but right now I see it. You have no interest in getting into any brawls. No interest in playing people's petty little games, no interest in stooping to their level, and therefore you just kind of let them do their little temper tantrum in the supermarket with everyone watching them and let them suffer the consequences of that. There's no desire of you trying to fix it, I don't think you're not experiencing an embarrassment for them or anything like that. It's just okay, well, if you're going to act like a child, then we'll just let you be a child and fine, fine. What's so beautiful about the Five of Wands is how it makes you see, it kind of makes you see what you are and what you aren't. It is a good mirror for us to learn about where we are and how far we've come. It's a very good reflective surface. Other people's drama, other people's chaos is a good reflection for us. King of Coins reversed. Why is this reversed? Likely because of the wands here. Interesting how normally I would see the King of Coins as your energy. Normally I would, and maybe on some level it is because the Five of Wands drains you or requires something from you. But because the initial card that came out was this one, I'd rather see you tapping into this for right now. Okay, this is an extraordinarily light vibe. It's happy and optimistic, whereas this can be a real feeling of drudgery. Now, I think you may be dealing with someone who is experiencing a great deal of drudgery, and their own circumstances has become so overwhelming for them, and they honestly have no idea that they are in fact the creator of that drudgery. This is the example of someone like a little bit of a succubus, who tries to leech off of other people. Okay, I see a very greedy vibe from a King of Coins reversed. Very greedy, very entitled in a negative way, feeling like the world owes them something. And perhaps you are dealing with someone, maybe with a little bit of a God complex, they kind of have this vision of themselves playing puppet master when in fact they're the puppet master for themselves. They're just playing themselves is all they're doing at this point. So this is your detachment, all right? This is your uninvolved kind of nature here. If you're dealing with an authority figure, okay, like a teacher, professor, boss, healthcare provider, something like that. If you're dealing with someone like that who doesn't really seem to care about your thing, don't engage them. That's why maybe there's a need for alternatives, which is why I'm seeing kind of some bouncing around energy with like exploration with the Page of Swords to search for alternatives, especially if you're dealing with an attorney, you're dealing with anyone else like that. I'm seeing like doctor and attorney for whatever reason, which I never see with the King of Coins. Not sure why that's coming out for me. This is your peace. The peace that you establish in the chaos. This is what gives you your power, right? This is the detached nature of the star. Because I think you have you're going to be kind of stepping into that transcendent perspective, looking at it from not like 10,000 feet, not 30,000 feet, but like 30 light years away, where you have this perspective of not only the little things that are going on, but like the whole kind of life, like how this whole thing plays in your whole life. And it suddenly becomes very unimportant. I think there is an aspect of things becoming very unimportant this month. So that's good, because that is what sets you free. If you're faced with any kind of a decision right now, what do I do? Where do I go? Where do I live? Should I quit my job? Should I date this person? Should I break up with this person? I suspect that your intuition is very quiet at this point in time, because there seems to be a lot of activity around you. So when we have a lot of activity, there tends to be kind of a lessened intuitive voice. Create silence for yourself in some way, shape, or form, right? Create silence, create separation, create space so that you can hear that voice. Do the meditations. The voice is trying to speak to you, but it's having a hard time coming through. If you need answers for something, it's going to come only through a period or like a spiritual separation. Separating yourself from circumstances spiritually. For those of you who believe, whether you're maybe like Christian or something like that, to place the decision in the hands of the higher power, okay? Place the decision in the hands of the higher power. How long has this thing been in your life? How long has this succubus energy been? And it doesn't have to be a person also. I know I'm talking about the King of Coins as a person, but if you are merely got a bout of bad luck with something financially or health-wise or anything else, this could be that situation as well. So here we have the Nine of Swords, which is a great deal of stress and anxiety. But see, the thing is it's only going to make you feel stress if you allow it. And because of the Ten of Cups up at the top, there seems to be a substantial conflict where some areas of your life are going so well, but there's this one thing that is not going well. Okay, and there's this one person that is just a real thorn in your paw, and you just simply can't quite seem to stop letting it bother you. While as much as I'm talking about the transcendent energy and all of that, doesn't mean you're not still going to feel the anxiety. What's this person going to do next? What's going to come up next? What new information can happen now, And it's almost kind of like the annoyance of the whole thing. That's really what this is. It's the annoyance of it. That's why you have to look at alternatives. I'm going to keep repeating it. You're going to have to. because it's through the alternatives that you're going to find the solution, because you've been banging your head against the wall, I suspect, with this energy. Sometimes I see the swords as time. Time, because it takes time to acquire so many swords. It takes time for the energy to be so trapped that it actually manifests in this way. This is not something that just happened over the past month or two, right? This is a culmination of a lot of things coming to a head and causing all of this oh my God, mental activity, right? This is what happens when we don't release the energy consciously. We let it build up, and then it results in insomnia, not being able to sleep. So let's see, 2 more cards. Such a contrast. I think you're just throwing your hands up and be like, can't I just do the 10 of Cups thing already? Can't I just be happy already? Can't I just let it be awesome already? Because in so many ways it already is. This is your spiritual strength. All right, this is the spiritual strength card. And this is the covenant that you made as a soul, as you incarnated here on this planet, of the things that you promised yourself or the higher power that you would do and that you would accomplish. This is what happens when people, we all know people like this. For me, Martin Luther King is, I've read a lot of his books. I really, he's one of my favorite people. And I see him as someone who has a very strong hierophant within himself, right? He is the one that, one of the people that knows what he wants, knows what he has to do, and does it. And there's no floundering at all. We all know people like that, historical figures, people in our life, and that's the energy that the Hierophant is requiring of you right now. And maybe it is that spiritual strength that is driving you crazy, because it's how much longer do I have to be strong? How much longer do I have to be this incredible, always, right? This is you living out your covenant. Living out the lessons, learning the things, and doing the really, really, really hard work, okay? And it is hard. The soul growth is really hard. But it's because of our willingness to do the hard work that we, are able to progress. And clearly you're dealing with someone who is not about the soul work, right? They're still in that whole mode of projection and looking out for other people to bring them things, to satisfy them. This is definitely a sinkhole. Nothing will ever satisfy them, right? Nothing will ever satisfy. If you're dealing with a really negative Capricorn, this is someone who cares so much about what people think, and they have yet to really ask themselves, well, what do I want? That's not even close to entering into their mind. So what do people expect from me? What am I supposed to do? What kind of car am I supposed to drive? What kind of relationship am I supposed to have? And they're spinning out of control because they have no idea what happiness looks like for them. This is someone who doesn't know what happiness is. And here's your uninvolvement again. I like this with the Page of Swords and the Star for sure. Okay? It's the detachment. It's you detaching yourself from the responsibility of that other person's or that thing's. You're detaching yourself from the responsibility of the fulfillment of that thing. So let's go ahead and put this camera down. We'll pull out more cards and get ready for the comprehensive. All right? Thanks. Okay, Capricorn. I'm going to pull out a couple oracle cards, really specifically for the Page of Swords energy for you. And then we'll pull out the comprehensive cards to see if we can't get some kind of resolution, right? Because I think this is a very open-ended reading for you, which is kind of bothering me and not setting well with me. So let's see. Okay, so, here's kind of a tricky one for you guys. Just so you guys know, this is the Threads of Fate Tarot, just FYI. Threads of Fate Oracle. This is a card of compassion. Yeah, compassion, you know, it's a tough one. And sometimes people or things, circumstances push us to the brink of like, how could I ever possibly have compassion for this? How could I ever possibly have, you know, understanding for this? And that in and of itself is the true test of how compassionate you actually are. Compassion demands detachment, right? It demands it. It's a part of it. Because otherwise then it's just empathy. And when it's empathy, then you get all caught up in the swivel and stir of this kind of other person's issues. And that's not what's needed at this time. The elevated transcendence, even here standing up on a hill, kind of being able to see things from a high perspective, the star, the way it looks down on the earth from a very, very far away perspective. And again, this is indicative of the Aquarian archetype, and the Aquarius energy is very much all about humanity and unity and acceptance, right? And because you've done so much soul work yourself and you've been pushed to deep levels of self-understanding begets understanding of other people, understanding begets acceptance, and acceptance begets unity, right? So you're kind of at that first stage of like understanding the other person and trying to accept them. Or, you know, even having forgiveness for a part of yourself as well. Beautiful. Okay, so this is my, what is this one called? My Divine Animals Oracle. This is the Swan. You are the Swan, right? You've been kind of blossoming over the past few years, and when you realize like, oh, I am transformed. I did go through the metamorphosis. I was the ugly duckling. Now I am the swan. You do start to see the beauty in the design of this kind of stuff. The beauty in the design of the trials and tribulation. Because the universe is beauty. This is a card of beauty. There's even, it's also number 20. I don't know if you can see that up at the top there. The number 20, the number 2, which does have that, you know, balance of duality as well. So it's about understanding this person or this part of your life, understanding where it comes from and accepting it as a part of you if it is in fact you. You know, acceptance is usually the hardest part, and not trying to change anybody. Man, is it hard when people just like really don't want it for themselves. So let's go ahead and take a look. This card just came out for the Ace of Coins, okay? So these are going to be the cards we talk about in the comprehensive. If you want to join me, the link will be down below. We'll usually talk for another 20 to 25 minutes about these cards. Ooh, another 5 of Wands. I think that Ace of Coins was, ooh, 2 angels, like one right after the other. That Ace of Coins was very hard earned. Like it took you a lot to earn that. It truly is the fruits of hard work. For some reason I'm seeing you struggling, enjoying it, the Ace of Coins. Struggling to enjoy it. Enjoy it. Bask in it. I'm laughing because Capricorn... Oh my gosh. That one flipped over. Capricorn never seems to like settle. And when I say settle, what I mean is relax. It's like once you achieve something, you're always on to the next. Okay, great. What's next? What's the next business I can do? What's the next deal? What's the next event? What's the next kind of thing? And I think at this particular moment in time, relaxing is going to be really important. One more for the Five of Cups reversed. All right, look at the Five of Wands. Strength. Definitely going to need strength dealing with that nonsense, right? Am I right? Wow, these cards, they are going crazy. Oh, that person's turning over. They seem to represent a Saturnian pattern in your life. If it is in fact a person. Just feeling a lot of like carry on. That's the word. Those are the words. There's a lot of carry on energy. Carry on in spite of. I'm getting success is the sweetest revenge. I do question how much, like, if you find yourself fighting instead of flowing, that is when the alternatives need to be taken. Fighting instead of flowing. If you feel like you're heading uphill, walk sideways. Ooh, Star reversed. Okay, I'm going to have to sit with this reading for a little while before I turn the camera back on. But this is where we're going to pick up for the comprehensive reading. I'm going to leave you guys with that. Big reading, but not too bad, you know. It's just a matter of like getting this one final thing out of your life. Kind of the work of Saturn, Pluto. It's what's happening and it's to be expected. And yeah, so this is where we'll pick up. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.